Greetings, honor students. This is a quick review of what I require for honor students who are working together for honors credit in the class. It's a quick summary of what your ultimate project will look like. It will have a part 1, summary and analysis of original essay. As a class or as a group, you will choose some reading, probably a short essay, by some philosopher on a topic that we've worked on together and chosen. The first thing you'll do is write a 5-page analysis of what you read, what the arguments were, and what you thought about it. Be sure you're focusing especially on the arguments given, which means premises, reasons, along with conclusions, what's implied by those reasons. So the first thing you'll turn in, part 1, an analysis of the first essay that we choose. That will be due normally in week 6. And after you complete that, normally in week 7, you will be going back and reading the essays as they exist so far in rough draft form of the other people in your group and commenting on those, submitting those comments the next week, week 7. Now, after you've written that first 5-page essay, you're going to choose 2 other philosophers who respond to the original philosopher on the same idea. I can give you some help in selecting those readings, but it's kind of up to you where you go. Whatever ideas you found in the first reading the most interesting, you might want to look at those and look at other points of view on those topics. Each of those secondary readings, you'll need at least 2 pages where you talk about what was argued in these secondary readings and how it relates to the first readings that you did, as well as your own point of view on the ideas. So let's say, just for an example, I read Immanuel Kant, the essay where he makes the claim that it's never acceptable to lie. Then I read 2 other philosophers talking about the issue of lying and whether or not it's ever acceptable to lie. I look at the arguments of the first, I look at the arguments of the second, I compare them and give an analysis. Part 3 is designed for my contribution to the discussion. So the secondary analyses will normally be due sometime like week 11. You'll turn those in, and again you will review them with your classmates. And then the last thing you'll do, starting likely to be due actually week 15, is that you will go in and say, okay, I've read what Kant has to say about this. I've looked at Regan, and I've looked at Hildebrand. And my point of view on all of this is, and in that contribution, you have to make sure that you say something that's original. Here's something new that wasn't thought about before. Or here's another example that might change the way we think. Or here's how I take the ideas that were given and how I might want to rethink those to change at least something that they say to give a new perspective on what was given. You don't have to solve these old historical problems which have been around forever, but you do, by the end of your essay, have to show that you've done something original, something new to contribute to the discussion. It's not just a summary and critique of what others have done. Now, other students will read those and get back to you. That will be due normally in week 16. And then the last thing in your essay will just be responding to the ideas and analyses of your classmates after they read your essay. So the essay format overall then, fairly simple. We'll all start with the first reading. We may all do the secondary readings the same, or you may choose something that's of interest to you that came from the first reading. You're going to add to that something unique and new and respond to your classmates' work. Now, when you look at the schedule, you'll see that there are all sorts of due dates. I think I have here 8 steps. Each of these represents a step, as does a step 2. A step exists as well to allow you to critique the work of your classmates. So it's a substantial amount of work, but we do it together, and we also will take it step by step to work our way through it. As long as you can make your way through that first assignment, the original reading and analysis. You can do the rest if you stick with it. Let me know if you have any questions. Hope this summary helps.